Glad to have you with us from Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. It's the Florida Gators and the Kentucky Wildcats. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
Thanks, guys. The Florida head coach told me before the game, this running back has been a revelation all season long. They brought him in the transfer portal, and he has delivered each and every week. We see the chemistry grow between he and the quarterback and their offensive line. Now in playoff contention, making some noise in the top 15, they are starting to be a team to contend with, and it is all because of this running back and how he is fueling this offense. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Holly. On the return, it's Patterson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. So Kentucky's offense that has the first possession of the game. And we get a look at Kenny Menchie. He's coming off a tough day in which he threw a couple of interceptions and only one touchdown pass. They'll start on the ground with C.J. Baxter. Just a pickup of a couple out to the 15-yard line. Kentucky right back to the line.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
The fake wants to throw. Floats it out in space. Able to haul it in, but right to the ground he goes, only a pickup of a couple. 3rd and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down. They'll stop things momentarily for an injury on the play. There is a Kentucky Wildcat down. Kentucky sent out the punting unit. First boot of the day is on its way. He was called on 3 times in that loss last week. Trying to get started. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. The Gators, the offense, who will go to work for the first time in this one. And here comes a workhorse in this offense, Jaden Baugh. Churned out more than 150 yards and found pay dirt a couple of times in their victory last game. Jones to throw. Makes the grab. Give him 9 on that one, sets up a 2nd and 1.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
And he's tackled, brought down at the 19. They're into the red zone with another first down. The Gators have pushed it inside the 20. Tough run here. It's Baugh. They get him corralled, but he carries it all the way down to the 7-yard line. And the Gators trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Runs it into the house. Touchdown, Gators! The first score of the game for the man who leads the nation in rushing touchdowns. And the extra point makes it 7-0.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll start on the ground with C.J. Baxter. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Kentucky going quickly.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
The give to the back. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. Look out! And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Kentucky will be forced to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Gonna field this one in tight quarters. Oh, the sweet juke gets him free. And there he goes. Touchdown, Gators. Stealing a score on special teams.
Hey, kick it to him at your own will, man, because that dude has a jetpack. He can absolutely fly. You see why they got him back deep, man. Catch it, let people kind of get an angle on him, and he just goes soof and takes off, erases angles. His speed back there as a punt returner, man, is it dangerous.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. A snap, wants to throw to start this drive. Great job to separate the ball from the receiver there.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Left side is Baxter. He's down right there. Short gain on the grab.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. Instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. The defender crossed the line a little bit too early. It's a free 5 yards for the offense. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. They'll try to get the first through the air. Escapes the pressure to his right. He hits the slide, and he's got enough to convert that 3rd down. The Wildcats moving quickly to the line.
And on the 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the 1st down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open, no problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what happened there.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Fires to the middle. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
3rd and long coming up. From the gun, wants to pass. Keeping his eyes downfield. And slides a little early and short, and now it's going to be 4th down.
There was just nowhere to go with the football for the quarterback throwing it. So he tried to create, he tried to extend the play with his legs, just not able to get away from the defense, and now we have 4th down.
Searching for space. He's brought down, not a lot of room to take that one back. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. He'll start on the ground with Jaden Ball. Breaks into the open. Still on his feet. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Still running at the 40. There's some room. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
One of the things I love about this offense, Reese, is they have tons of speed. They like to try to get the ball going east-west. That time they generate a huge play going to the right side.
And the defense either not fast enough to fit or got knocked out of the fit.
Yeah, they got to do a better job containing that as this game goes on. They got to funnel the football back to the middle of the field.
Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. Jones wants to throw it. Looking down the middle. Makes the catch. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here this Week 11 performance. The kick is up and good, and put 1 more on the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it off with a touchdown toss from the 23. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Wildcats come out to get things going on offense. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Looking for the edge. Now the toss. He's past the sticks. And he's knocked down, but not before he picks up enough for the 1st down.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here and trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch, man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
Long way to go on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I loved it.
He's going to take a shot. Upstairs, he's got it. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26.
Yeah, I think if you're on offense right now, you're thinking, I don't know if our defense can stop them. They couldn't do it the last drive out. We're down a lot on the scoreboard right now, so we need to score touchdowns every time we have the ball. That was a big play for them, but they got to cap this thing off.
Fresh setter downs going to the air. He'll throw it. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
They just have not been able to get this guy going. They've thrown it to him over and over again here in the first quarter, and QB and him just not able to link up. The defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking, but these two, they've got to find a way to get on the same page.
And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. After 1 quarter of play, let's take a look and see how these running backs are doing. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Out wide left, it's Miller. And he makes a grab. Defense draped all over him, and it's 1st and goal at the 9. Snapped it in the shotgun. It's dropped after taking the hit.
A lot of times when you go back and you revisit these games, who takes advantage of these opportunities in the red zone, in these goal-to-go situations? Bad job on 1st down by this offense.
Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Reels it in. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. The Wildcats want to pick up the tempo. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. Had to settle for the field goal.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he stopped right there. The Gators sending the offense back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell that.
And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple. 2nd and long here. Jones to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Finds a man by himself. Flying down the left side. Running inside the 20. Into the house. Touchdown, Florida.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Wildcats sending their offense onto the field. Unless you have somebody ready to do his best Tom Brady impression, down 28-3 is no fun, and they have to get something going right now. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Pulls it in, it's Anderson. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to get it through the air. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. The Wildcats will have to send out the punt team. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. Makes a catch at the 10. He gets a block. What a return there. Found a little running room and put his team in great position. Holly, what update do you have on that?
Hey guys, here on the Florida sideline, players are really starting to feel this momentum. They've got a big lead here in this game, and they were expected to be just where they are. Guys are talking to each other, keep eating, keep eating. I know they want to finish this game off strong, but with a big lead, they're starting to have a little fun down here on the sideline. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st down. He's up to 81 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. Running inside. It's Pryor. Defense there to stop him at the 20. Let's give him 3 yards on that carry. Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Jones wants to throw it. Throws quickly. Now the connection takes it to the 11. The Gators come to the line with a new set of downs.
Move 30, cross.
Play action on first down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The Gators with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, gonna throw it. Throws to the wideout. Right side, it's Wilson. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. And the Gators go back to work after moving the chains through the air. They'll try to run with ball. Nothing doing. He is stopped short of the goal line. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Trying to do it himself. Touchdown, Gators! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They'll start on the ground with C.J. Baxter. Defense there to stop him after a 4-yard gain, and it was a good move that got him that much. And here comes the offense on second down. Finds the tight end. Tackled after a gain of 4 on the play, and that takes us to the 2-minute timeout. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Tries to get it himself. Crosses the 45. There he goes. The 20. He's at the... and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Wildcats!
Yeah, dude, if I'm a DC, I'm throwing my clipboard. I'm throwing my hands up in the air. What do you want me to do? I mean, this is unbelievable, having a guy this dynamic at the quarterback spot that can take it 50-plus and make it look that easy. You stop him.
Deep in the end zone, it's Abrams. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking for space, it's Pryor. Open space at the 25. And how much running room have they been able to find on the ground? Man, are they piling up some gaudy rushing stats. They couldn't draw up a better way to start a drive, and now they've got it 1st and 10 from the 41. Jones to throw. Rush right in his face. And it's a sack.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
Second down, gonna throw it. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Some 3rd down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on 3rd down from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Hauls it in. At the 40, there he goes. Smashes him with the stiff arm. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. That chunk play has them in business, set up with a 1st down in the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Got his man in the middle. Now the connection takes it to the 11. The Gators will hustle to the line. Second down to the air. Timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces the 3rd down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a fourth down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. Dead center perfect. And that lead grows even bigger.
And I like the way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half, but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy, but a nice stop here.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Fresh set of downs going up top. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
They go to the counter. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. Timeout taken by Kentucky. It's their first. Wants to throw on first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments.
Intercepted. Man, they just can't get anything going.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
And he's got it counted all the way to 55. Never in doubt. As the Gators head for the locker room by the watchful eye of that Bull Gator head, let's check in with Kevin Connors at the half.
Guys, thanks. Welcome into the Week 11 version of the EA Sports College Football Update Show as we inch closer to bowl season. We start with Oregon, taking on the #1 team, the Penn State Nittany Lions.
The returner will field it and try to get some field position. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. Before we kick off the second half, Holly Rowe, what do you have?
Guys, the Florida head coach told me coming out of the locker room, the message to his team in the locker room was, you can be the hammer or you can be the nail here to start this second half. So far, they've been the hammer. A terrific start to this game. They've got the blowout, the opponent on the ropes. But he said, we will be determined by how we finish strong. Keep hammering away. That's the kind of team we want to be this season.
Holly, thank you. He gets it past the 25-yard line and finally knocked out of bounds at the 27. The Gators come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Hands it off on the counter. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Don't overthink it, right? Just hand it off, get the first down, new set of downs, let's go.
Jones wants to throw it. Fires to the right. Can't hold on in the face of the contact. They'll need a bunch on second down. Hits inside. It's Pryor. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
And that's really a lot of what we saw in the first half by this defense. We knew coming into the football game, man, this guy's got dynamite. Like, he's got the...
They snap it to the up end. He'll try to run for it. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive. And the Gators have this offense rolling. Here's a give the ball. He's up to 90 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. Straight ahead, it's Pryor. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Plenty of options here, run or pass on third down right around midfield. Pulls and fired complete. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. The Gators getting set on 1st and 10. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Takes the handoff. It's Pryor. And he's brought down after a short gain. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Motion from the wide receiver. Jones to throw. Rushes on. And they got him.
And, man, this defense added again. They've done this so much today. Affected the quarterback, gotten sacks, forced third and long situations. It doesn't matter about the yards on the drive. Now you put them in a very predictable passing situation.
They're all over him. He finds a soft spot in the middle. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. That is no good. Guys, after this dominating performance, I guess the head coach wanted to be able to yell at the special teams coordinator. The Wildcats come out and set and ready to go. Off play action on 1st down. Out wide right, it's Rodriguez. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Handoff from the gun. And he didn't have a whole lot of operating room after the juke. Not much room to run. Long way to go on 2nd down. Right back to the well. And he swallowed up immediately. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football. Kentucky sent out the punting unit. That leg is staying loose. Already the 5th kick of the night. All the way back to the 15. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. With an update on that, let's check in with Holly.
Hey guys, here on the away team sideline, players are really starting to feel this momentum. They've got a big lead here in this game, and they were expected to be just where they are. Guys are talking to each other, keep eating, keep eating. I know they want to finish this game off strong with a big lead. They're starting to have a little fun down here on the sideline. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. They came out hot on this drive, one play and already near midfield. This quarterback part of their running game.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Uh-oh, look out. They make the tackle, but not before he picks up the 1st down. Following that run, we have a player who is shaken up. That is the senior offensive lineman who's shaken up. Holly Rowe will check on his condition. Now on 1st down from the 40. He'll be brought down quickly after a very short gain. 2nd and long here. Kept the last one on the ground. Now they'll throw. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be 3rd down. Now, they missed a field goal on the last drive, but you need to get points here, so they need to pick up some yardage to at least get in range for their kicker. Trying to make magic with his feet. Knocked down after a pickup of maybe 2, and man, that pursuit, they had their hair on fire. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. And that might be the edge of his range, but he had just enough. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand. He'll bring it out. It's Patterson. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line.
Ready, go.
Leaves it in his belly. Stopped right there.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Back to pass on second down. Going downfield for the big play. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs.
Ready. Go.
Gives it. There's some daylight. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to go up top on second down. Right side, it's Miller. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. With this game well in hand, let's take a look at some of the potential Heisman candidates here as we get very late in the season. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. They go back to work in the final period of this one. He'll take it himself. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. This time they'll throw it. Oh, pressure's coming. And his first pass is incomplete.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Here comes the heat. And he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
It's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs. Give to the back. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Escapes the pressure going right, and he's left with no option but to throw it away.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, Oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers, and you saw it there on the incompletion.
The Gators line up to punt it away. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. And the punt hit. And they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. Here comes the Kentucky offense out onto the field. When the defense got the stop, they could have used a few more of those earlier. Still a big deficit here late. Took a shot as he threw. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
Well, it's been that kind of day here tonight. They just have not been able to find a rhythm and establish that throwing the football. Part of it has been wide receivers and quarterbacks not being on the same page, but you've got to give this defense credit too. Just like that last play, they have been getting after him. They've been hitting him, and that's a big reason why they've got such a big lead here in the fourth.
Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33, and that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. They'll need a bunch on second down. He'll set up to throw. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Got to give this defense credit, guys, because all game long they have forced their opponent to be one-dimensional. They haven't allowed anything to happen in the passing game. As a result, we're here in the fourth quarter. They barely allowed over 100 yards passing.
He's going to take off. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. Kentucky will be forced to punt. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6 times tonight. On the return. They drag him down, and good coverage that time by the special team. Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead, Palmer.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
They give it to him again. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the counter. Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
The officials stop the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. And the Gators will snap it on 1st and 10.
Wide, 53. Wide of the end.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
3rd and long right here. From the gun, wants to pass. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
Never say die attitude, and I love that, especially these young players, because they're out there competing. And I know the scoreboard right now doesn't look pretty. They're not going to come back and win this football game, but I just love kids that are competing until there's zeros on the clock.
7-yard pickup on that one. It's now 2nd and 3.
And these are these moments as a defense, like, you're just trying to get out of the game. We're rotating, we're subbing, like, we've stopped them all game long. Like, they can run the football right here. The biggest thing is the clock ticking, us getting out of here with the dubs, and really, everybody staying healthy.
Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have, and man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team.